This is the Network flexible frame, made from fiberglass. You might want to wear gloves when you handle it. Comes in a reel like this, 5 meters long, 3mm diameter. One thing you can use the flexible rod for is for protecting a statue or protrusion outside a building. We're going to demonstrate that on this board here. We've installed a straining wire around the outside of the perimeter where the net needs to go. And if we imagine there's a protrusion here, we're going to protect this with the flexible rod. We have a 3mm diameter rod, which I want to secure into the wall substrate. So I'm going to use red wall plugs to hold the rod in securely. To fix the red wall plugs, first thing I need to do is drill some 6mm diameter holes. I'm going to put these in at an angle in this case because I'm going to have the frame hooping down over the statue. Okay, I'm now going to put the wall plugs in, break them off and poke them in the holes. Put the wall plug in there. Right, the next step is to measure how big our frame needs to be. I'm going to get the tape measure, and that's 51 centimeters. So to allow for a hoop, I'm going to make that 60 centimeters, and the width is 41 centimeters. So we're going to cut the frame to 60 centimeters. We need 2 of those for the uprights. And we need the one to go across at 41 centimeters. So we have 2 uprights and 1 cross piece. So we have our rods cut to length. We're going to join these together with these T-connectors. To do this, we need to cut the rods into half. So I'll cut those down to 30 centimeters. And I'm cutting using just standard wire cutters as used for cutting the straining wire on the outside. Now we have our pieces cut to length. We join these together using the T-pieces, which just slot into the holes in the T-connectors. And we can tighten these together using 11mm spanner. And there's our frame ready for installation onto the building. This then hooks in place, slots into the wall plugs. Like so. And there's your frame ready to attach a net onto it. Okay, the next stage is to fit the net onto the frame. For this we need our piece of netting, our hog ringer, and we start at the top with our piece of net with enough overlap on the sides to be able to take it back to the frame at the back. Position the net across the top of the wire first with a few staples to get it in the right position. And then we can just fill in the gaps. So once you finish clipping the top, you then come down and clip down the sides. And the other side. Once you've got it stapled down the sides, you then need to take it to the back. Having stapled in roughly down the sides, we're now going to staple in across the bottom before we cut the net to shape. So once you've put in your last hog ring, you then take your net shears and trim the net all the way around the perimeter. So just trim up the side of this diagonal. So that's the completed installation of the Network flexible frame over a protrusion on the side of a building.